Hey, this is Leyla from Concrete Ties, and you're listening to the Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Concrete Ties. I'm hanging out with Layla and Concrete Ties right now. How are you? Thank you for taking time out of your weekday to hang out and talk rock and roll and mental health for a little bit. I appreciate it.
Thank you, doing great, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So for anyone who doesn't know about Concrete Ties and, Layla, what can you tell us about you? And, how long have you been doing this? Where are you guys from? And just a little bit of a history of your band.
Yeah, so Concrete Ties, they started around 2017. Originally, they had a different vocalist, Jeremy, his name is. Our guitar player Dan and Jeff, they started the band, and it wasn't until he stepped out. He had a family, and he
Hmm.
just
Yeah,
wanted to focus on
life
that.
happened.
Life happened exactly,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until 2022. It was just in January 2022 when I saw an ad of this band, looking for a vocalist, and I said,
Mm,
"Hey, I'll give it a try."
yeah.
Um, and I'm from Central Connecticut. The band it's in it's Holyoke area in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made my way there. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of like we practice and we just never stopped.
That's
You
awesome.
know?
So you've been with the band for about 3 years now.
Right. Yeah.
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 So how was it mentally for you, kind of stepping into a band that had already been established with the look and with the sound and
Yeah.
to kind of change it up? How did that feel for you mentally going into that challenge?
I mean, I was extremely nervous.
Sure.
Yeah, right. And then of course, coming in, meeting Jeff. I mean, he's from Full Blown Chaos as well, Brick by Brick. So I didn't expect that, right? I didn't know, and so it made
Mm,
me even more nervous. You know, and just at first, I think I wanted to kind of follow what Jeremy, the original singer, had been done. But then eventually, I was like, well, I got to do my own thing.
hmm.
Um, and so the first song I wrote for the guys was Disobey. And it came out really well. The guys liked it, and I was really excited about it. And, little by little, I've been finding my own sound.
That's great.
Vocally also, it has been, a change as well.
Yeah, it's
Um,
always it's always kind of a big thing to fill someone else's shoes in a way. The fans and the people who are listening to the music kind of expect a certain thing with bands, and so when it's switched up, it could be a little nerve-wracking. And I
yeah,
can see kind of when you first started wanting to kind of be inspired by him, but now it's been a couple years and you're established, and now it's like this is my band too now, and I need my own voice, and I'm sure the band appreciates it too, so that's awesome. But you're also in another band as well, correct?
yes. Just this, I think it was. I mean, my memory is terrible, but yeah, we just started this year. I started meeting with the guys from Nail to the Cross, and I mean, they were just starting the band. So I was able to write the songs from scratch. And these guys are from New York City,
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah, so I've traveled now both ways to Massachusetts and New York City. So now New York City to Nail to the Cross, and
And you're in Connecticut, you said?
I'm in Central Connecticut.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. So you're like right in the middle.
I'm exactly in the middle. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I
So in
I
other
love
word, so in other words, you're a full-time rock star and you're full-time doing this almost. I mean, having one band is stressful and busy enough, but being in
I
two, you must love it then, huh? You must love what you do.
I love what I do, and I do love driving too. So that helps because it's a lot of driving.
I love to drive too. There's definitely something about rolling the windows down and listening to music and just
Oh yeah.
just It's kind of like a meditation almost. It's
It is.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I've always, I've listened to hard. I mean, I've been into hardcore for over 20 years, and so I had the opportunity now that my kid is in college, and I said, all right, well, this is the time to do it.
Mm. So,
And,
were you doing music previously? So I'm sure these aren't your first projects you've been in. Kind of what is a little bit of a backstory with you in music, and were you like playing shows in and out like in high school and stuff like that, and how was all that?
yeah, I mean, I was always into music. It really is kind of like my first projects, but I was in little things like the choir, things like that. I did backup vocals for other bands. Um, but I was never as involved, in terms of hardcore itself. I was in, I put shows together a few times, and I was just kind of like in the back, end of things, supporting a lot of my friends, a lot of the bands. But again, it wasn't until I had the opportunity. Being a mom is kind of difficult, right? But once
Yeah.
you have a kid goes to college and you go, okay, now's the time to do it.
And it's awesome that you didn't like put any restrictions on when you wanted to achieve this. It wasn't like, oh, maybe, because I feel a lot of us can be like, oh, I missed my time for this, or I have more important responsibilities right now than this, and um, yeah, I feel like you were just like, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it, and now
Yeah,
you're
now
now
or
you're in
never.
two bands.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, and a fun fact, it was Drew Stone, who actually called me up and told me about Nailed to the Cross, and he connected us. So that was, I think that's a great uh, story to tell.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, all right. We are here because of a song that you wrote called Cut You Off by with Concrete Ties. What made you want to choose this track and kind of break these lyrics down?
Well, it's not a single, right? It's one of the songs that from the album. It released at the same time with the album in August or end of August. Um, a lot of our songs kind of straightforward. I mean, I do have some songs that you can, kind of interpret in your own way, but this song is pretty straightforward. Um, I feel that it's a great song to listen to, but it's a lot of emotion as well.
Mm.
Um, and as we dig deeper into like the mental health, as I was going, just a lot of anger, you know, through situations, and I started writing this song, and I think it's a reflection of who I am, as a person in my personal life as well. It's very it's very telling of who I am and my thought process.
Okay.
Um,
So this seems like the perfect song for us to kind of dissect a little bit.
I thought so.
Perfect. All right. Well, this is Cut You Off by Concrete Ties. Let's break it down. There was a line there. I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So, no fear behind these eyes. I ain't afraid of living. I ain't afraid of dying. You live like parasites. Sometimes I want to end it just out of fucking spite. That's the line that got me. Sometimes I just want to end it just out of spite. And then you go on to say, cut you off. You deserve to reap what you sow. Don't look back at me. You're on your own. No fear behind these eyes. I'm not afraid. This song, it just seems like I'm not afraid of any repercussions. I'm going in full force and fuck you all. I see you all as like robots almost. You're all doing the same thing. You're all kind of, going by the same system. But and so kind of the everyday lifestyle of a person can just be a parasite. Like you're just in my way, or you're just kind of going with the flow and the trend of everything, and I'm going the opposite way. And sometimes I'm just like, I'll take off just so I don't have to be here with you guys. Like I don't want to be living amongst you parasites. I'll go do my own thing. Like fuck you guys. So that's what I get from this.
That's an interesting take. I like that.
That's what I take from this part. What is your meaning here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to get like really dark with this, but I do, I suffer a lot from mental health and depression, as many of as many people in the world in general, right?
No, me too.
Yeah. So actually, on a side note, statistics say that 1 out of 5 Americans have a mental health diagnosis, right? Those are the ones who are diagnosed. So that's how many people, right, struggle in life.
And that's just being diagnosed. That's not even
Right.
the ones that go undiagnosed.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how many people suffer. So, I do struggle with anger. It's one of the things that is shown here. And the other thing is suicide as well. Suicidal thoughts and things like that. And so
Me too.
this does come from a group of people, or I say multiple people, that were a trigger for me at the moment, and I felt that it's about people that really are there to try to take something from you, you know,
Kind of
people
like
that
a
are-
leech.
right, kind of like a leash, exactly. Just people that are there just because they get something out of you, or have some kind of benefit from you. And so, it's me going through all these emotions where there's like anger and resentment, right? But also when it gets to that a thought process where it's like sometimes I want to end it, it's literally just kind of like a suicidal idea.
Right.
And it's just kind of and out of fucking spite, it's kind of like what are you gonna do without me?
Hmm.
And so that was my thought process.
Oh, okay.
Writing those. Yeah.
It's almost like
Oh,
putting the pressure on someone else and taking it off of you.
right. I guess so. Yeah.
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 So when you say cut you off, are you just referring to life? Are you
Literally
are, are
cutting
you
somebody
referring to life, or are you
No. So
referring to a certain person and situation?
yeah. No. It's literally just like letting go of somebody,
Okay.
cutting somebody off. I don't want you in my life.
Yeah.
Kind of that idea.
Yeah. We don't want. What are they? We don't want parasites hanging around our life right now.
Right.
There's too many
Yeah.
of them. There's too many of them already. All right, let's keep listening.
Fighting for way too long. I've been giving you chances, I don't know what for. Your business on it is who you are. And for that, I'm cutting you off. You stand by me. You already break it. You live without last boy. You will never regret it. I'm not fucking cut you off.
All right. You do sound angry in this song. But that's what you were going for, so I dig it.
That's what I was going.
Don't look back at me. You're on your own. You've been sliding for way too long. I've been giving you chances. I don't know what for. You've been dishonest. It's who you are. For that, I'm cutting you off. Disturbed inside my mind. You want to play games? All right. You live without a spine. Oof. No, I will not regret it. Shit, about fucking time. Man, you're mad at someone. Do you mind me asking if there, what the if there was something specific that was going on around this time, or was it kind of just a bunch of things kind of piling up and just being sick of it all?
Yeah, definitely, years of piling up on
Yeah.
on things, and just finally saying, fuck that, I got to do for myself.
Okay. And when was the song written?
It was actually written around this time, maybe November of last year.
Of last year. Okay. And you said you have a son?
Yeah.
You have a son who went to college. How long ago did he go off to college?
Um, they started last year. So, yeah, when I started Concrete Ties, they were in high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So all this kind of came out of the time. It almost seemed like for multiple reasons, you were at a point in your life where you're just like, I'm tired of everything and I need to change. And now I'm going through this kind of awakening thing with like my kid going off to school. I have the time. Let me get this out now, because I don't know when the next time is that I will have this moment. So to me, it seems like you needed this band right now. You needed the music. You needed a place to let it out.
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's nothing better than, even in practice, it's great.
Yeah.
It's even I mean, before the bands, it was still hardcore. You go to a show, you mosh, you get in the mosh pit. It's such a release. It's such a positive thing that maybe from the outside it's not obvious, right?
Yeah.
Because it sounds angry, because it sounds like all this right, anger coming out, but it's really a release for us, right? It's a way of coping with our situation. And so, yeah, I mean, and with the band, I it's two things. I have the ability to express it, but then I also see some, just people, letting me know that they were able to relate to the songs. They were able to, listen to different songs, and it helps them as well.
That's awesome. How does that make you feel when people say those things to you?
Oh man, I think it's, I think it's still a little crazy for me, right? Because you say, to me, first and foremost, I think, wow, you know who I am. You listen to our band, so that's the first thing, right? But yeah, and then after that, it's kind of like, I can't even imagine, it's great that I'm able to do, something positive, even if it's just, just a little help, maybe, it helps them at that moment. I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no better place to be in as an artist where your art is not only healing you, but also healing others. And that's kind of the goal of it all, right? We do this stuff because we're passionate about it and we love it. And if it can help other people, that's like the ultimate compliment for us. So that's cool. That's cool you're getting that.
Yeah, and it also makes you feel like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Somebody else is, struggling. They're going through things as well. It's like, just feels better to know that, someone out there can relate.
Yeah. The power of music.
Yeah.
Let's keep rocking out.
You motherfucker!
Cut you off! Parasite, you let them think anything from others for your benefit. Parasite.
You know what's interesting about this song is
Yeah.
that you actually hear our drummer twice, and I don't think people realize it. You know, Jeff.
Oh no, is that in like the yelling part?
Yeah, when you hear motherfucker, and
Ah, okay.
it's totally Jeff.
That's awesome.
And the extended scream at the end of the song, the last person screaming, that's him.
I love when there's like little stories behind the songs that you don't know. I love
Yeah,
that.
and
That's
you know what?
awesome.
It's funny because when we were recording it, he was joking, and he just kept saying stuff, and I was like, oh, dude, that sounds good, let's just put
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. This song sounds like it's a fun one to play live. Like
Yeah,
I feel like if I was at the show, I would have so much fun during this song. Like the switch ups you do, the breakdowns you do, like the yowls as a team. Like I can just see like the people in the crowd, God, yeah, it was just like a fun one, and then like you can be up there, kind of like embracing that moment with people.
oh
It
yeah.
seems like this is a really great one to do live.
Yeah, and you know what? Try to keeping it simple at that in that part, cut you off, right? Just to get people, singing along, and yeah, it's definitely a fun one.
Yeah, so let's there's not too many new lyrics. You go on to say, cut you off, you deserve to reap what you sow. Don't look back at me, you're on your own. Motherfucker, parasite, you live to take anything from others for your benefit. Parasites, stay away. I've had enough of your dishonesty.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
self-explanatory there, right?
yeah, yeah, still just being fucking angry.
Yeah,
I
and it's
think, I think people need music like this. They need just to like say certain words and scream it with like music behind them. Like, and I'm talking about just for like fans or people who are just like in a bad mood, and to put this track on just to get out that anger.
yeah. When you're driving,
And
right?
exactly in a positive way, where it's maybe put it on when you're running or when you're
Yeah,
boxing or something like that. You need to push yourself. You're running up a hill. Listening to a track like this, I feel like it just kind of sparks that. I feel like when we have haters or when we have people who are fucking with us, it's good to take it out on exercise or take it out and like hit a bag or run up a hill or sprint. I feel like
yeah,
those are we use all that hatred from others or from other parasites as fuel for us
yeah. And
and for
even
you
like
to fuel to write your music.
absolutely, and even like you were saying, even like just singing along, whether it's at home or wherever, sometimes just letting that out.
In the
Yeah,
office, at work, when the boss walks out, want to cut you off. No, but that's cool though. What? So, I know you already said that some people have come up and thanked you for your words and stuff. But this song specifically, what has besides the people who have come up to you, just in general, how is the reception for this song and this EP that has come out? This just came out this year, right?
yes. So, yeah, August. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to
Yeah.
think about it for a
Oh,
second.
yeah. So this just came out a couple months ago. How is the reception kind of for this track and the album as a whole been for you guys?
I mean, it was more than we thought it was gonna be. You never know, right? You
Right.
get something out there. And yeah, I mean, it's been great feedback. I'm always checking, like, it's what it is now, right? The Spotify listens. People have been listening to one of the popular songs. This is one of the popular songs, and the album, in general. I mean, I do have to say, of course, Scott Vogel from Terror, he's featured in one of our songs, and when that song came out, which is This Broken World,
Yeah.
of course, we
That's
had
awesome.
a lot more people looking at us and,
Yeah,
and
that's
going,
awesome.
who the heck are these guys?
How'd you guys get connected with Scott?
So It was a combination between me and Jeff. Like I said, Jeff, our drummer, he's been in Football and Chaos, and he's been in Break by Break. So he's been in bands for a long time. He's known Scott for a long time. And
Mm.
then me, I've known Scott, not like we're best friends or anything, but I've known him for a long time as well. But me just being a fan, I've seen him so many times, and
Yeah.
every time, I see him, this was before I even was in the bands, I would always see him, say hi, whatever, you know. And it comes with, just years of going to the same shows. This is my favorite band. And I mean, of course, when he said he was immediately down to do it, and I was like, shoot, that's freaking great. And
Yeah,
I was
that's
really
awesome.
excited. Yeah.
What a moment in your life though,
I got it.
to just not even just to be on a track with one of your favorite bands, but he's on your track. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And he knows of you. He knows your band. He likes
Correct.
your band. And you're at a place in your life where you're ready to kind of do your thing and focus on you. So it's like as soon as you did that, you kind of already got some awesome validation and recognition on, yeah, what you're doing is right. It's cool. People are noticing it and paying attention. And yeah, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be on the same track with like one of my favorite bands. So that's really cool.
I
And it
think to
all
me,
happened so fast.
yeah, and I think to me it was like difficult to believe that it actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, you
like,
kind of
wow,
had to pinch yourself. Is that my track with Terror? Like, wait, what track am I listening to right now?
right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude. You
Um,
know.
so this EP just came out a couple months ago. I know it's still brand new, but what does the future of Concrete Ties look like? Are you guys touring at all right now? Doing any shows? Are you working on any other music? Like, what is in the world of Concrete Ties?
Yeah, we're always gonna be working on new music. That's nonstop. We're always excited about that. We just did a week tour. Different areas. Well, it was mostly in the Northeast. Um, we will. We want to expand and go to other areas. Of course, the West Coast or anywhere. In the other side of the states. And I know Canada. We went there before, and they've been asking us to come back.
Oh,
And
that's
I hope
cool.
they don't think they don't. I hope they don't think we're ignoring them. We just have so much going on, right? But we can't wait to go back. We had a great time in Montreal, in Ontario, and yeah, we can't wait to go back. So that will be great. But yeah, right now, definitely new music. We are playing. Um, February 22nd. That's gonna be in New York City.
Oh,
Um,
cool. Where at?
I believe it's gonna be in Lucky 13. So
Oh,
cool. Yeah,
cool. Cool.
yeah, I believe
Okay.
so. Yeah,
Cool.
it's a veterans show too, so it's gonna be a benefit show for veterans. One of our
I think I
members,
saw that. I think I saw that on your page actually. Yeah,
yeah. So one
that's
of
cool.
Chris, who's the bass player, he's a veteran, so we figure, this would be a great moment, to also support him as well. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Well, if I don't have anything planned for that night, I'll be there. That sounds like fun.
it's gonna be great. So many bands. Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are.
I'm in Brooklyn, so I'm not too far from Lucky
Oh, there you
13.
go. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check it out. One last question for you. With I honestly do think your story is a little inspirational, like I was saying earlier about not, giving up on anything and realizing it's never too late to achieve a dream and to do what you love. And so, what advice would you give to someone who does feel that maybe their time has passed with music or dreams and they had a kid and they thought that was going to be the rest of their life? Like, what advice do you have for somebody to continue that passion and that dream?
Yeah. I mean, when you have a family, it's really difficult, right? You want to have a balance. You want to make sure that, especially when you have a spouse. I know that that's a difficult thing, right? But definitely, I'd say even if you think of it as a hobby, as something that you just want to do around, not far from where you are, do it. What's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? And when you love it, I think that it kind of, it's like energy, right? It kind of reflects, it goes out, it kind of reflects back, it's just a lot of energy. When you love something, people feel it, people feel that,
Mm, yeah.
your passion and everything you put in it. And I'd say, I guess, like they say, fuck it, do it, you know, you
Yeah.
love it. And that, the other thing I do tell people, especially, 30 and up, we kind of take it more serious, when we go practice. When it's practice, like, focus on practicing,
Yeah.
I know that a lot of bands, they want to party and all that stuff, and that's fun. There's a time for that, but you know yeah, when you want to practice, just focus on that, focus on what you're doing, take it serious. And even if it's just, you're doing it for fun, yeah, you're doing it for fun, but we take it serious too at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's
Um,
always important to to keep having fun with it. Because once you stop having fun, that's when you got to stop doing it.
yeah, you know what? And when I still get nervous. So I
Mm.
still get nervous about, like, right before I'm going to on stage.
Yeah, shows
And
you care.
exactly. You know what? And I had the opportunity to have Eddie Leeway, rest his soul. He came up to me one time, and I told him, I was like, oh my God, I was so nervous. And he said, if you're not nervous, you're not doing it right.
Right, I agree with that.
Yeah, and
100%.
it always, you know what? And I will always remember that. I still get super nervous. I am still, you know, not sure. I'll write something and I'll be like, I don't know if, people are gonna like that,
Yeah,
but you just get it out there, and you have a support system. That's important. You know, we do need each other. That's important.
yeah,
We like to think that, I got it. I got it. I don't need anybody. Now, we do need it. We need people. We do. We need each other. We need support. And that's what hardcore's about. With your
yeah,
family, everything, whatever, whoever, your support system is. Um, yeah, just make sure that it goes both ways, but you need them, like, we need support. And,
mm,
you just gotta remember that.
yeah.
The last thing I just wanted to say too, I do work in the mental health field too. I
Oh,
assess, yeah, I assess individuals who are experiencing homelessness.
oh,
Um,
that's very cool.
yeah, so a lot of times the people who have the most difficulty, right, being successful at, even their small goals, is not having any, support.
Hmm.
And that's just, I've learned that that's one of the most important things. You need a support system.
Yeah,
So maybe your band is your support system. Hey,
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, a lot of people view making music as their form of therapy. I'll
It is.
go and I'll take it out
Mm.
on my instrument or in my screaming, and especially when your band is supportive and you all feel it from each other, there's really no better feeling because you want to. Music, and to me, can be very vulnerable, and so you have to trust the people you're with and like them, and so that support system is huge. And even if you don't put an album out, if you're just making music with some of your
Right.
best friends, I mean, that's enough sometimes to
It
get
is.
that
Yeah.
out. um
Exactly.
so no, I think that's amazing advice and great thing to go off of. Just make sure that you have the good support system in and outside of the band, and if you don't, you need to cut them off, right, Layla?
You already know.
I already know. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing this track with us. I really appreciate it. It was a fun one. I'm gonna add it to my running playlist, so when I'm running those hills out here, um, I'll be screaming "cut you off" to the people
All
who
right.
want you to cut
Awesome.
off.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And I'll see
Um,
you in Brooklyn at some point.
yes, 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 yes. And yeah, everyone check out the show that's coming up that we believe is at Lucky 13 for the veterans. You can check out Concrete Ties there, and I know that I know at least another couple bands that are playing there, so I'll be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Hope to see everyone there, and yeah, keep rocking out, Layla.